We have your week 7 injury updates as well as other updates that you need to be aware of going into the weekend. So let's get right into it. And starting off, we have the Saints ruling out wide receiver Michael Thomas as well as wide receiver Jarvis Landry and tight end Adam Troutman for Thursday night's game against the Arizona Cardinals. So they expect to have back wide receiver Chris Olave, who's coming back from a concussion. So he's going to be the wide receiver 1 for the Saints. He's a must start this week in a favorable matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. Traquan Smith is also a wide receiver you could take a look at from the Saints, but he's not the first guy I'm putting in my lineup. On the other side of the ball, we have wide receiver Marquise Brown, who suffered an ankle injury on Sunday and is expected to be out indefinitely with the injury. The team did say that the injury isn't as serious as they initially thought, but he will miss some time. Some good news for Cardinals fans though, wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins will be active this week against the New Orleans Saints in a good matchup with the Saints dealing with injuries on the defensive side of the ball with Marshawn Lattimore out of the lineup. So start DeAndre Hopkins this week, and Rondale Moore is also a wide receiver you could look at. Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett said Melvin Gordon will start on Sunday against the New York Jets despite only playing a total of 9 snaps and then getting benched, not due to injury. Nathaniel Hackett said they talked it out, but I would note caution about starting Melvin Gordon in your lineups. I can see the Broncos splitting carries between Melvin Gordon, Latavius Murray, and Mike Boone, so I would note caution when starting Melvin Gordon this week. Ravens wide receiver Rashad Bateman returned to practice on Wednesday after missing some time due to a foot injury, but bearing any setbacks, he should be good to go against the Cleveland Browns this Sunday, which is a favorable matchup for wide receivers. The Ravens also just signed wide receiver Deshaun Jackson, so you could see him out there as well this week. Running back J.K. Dobbins did not practice on Wednesday after leaving Sunday's game early due to his knee tightening up, which is not a good sign. The Ravens have been very cautious with the running back coming off of an ACL injury, so you're going to want to monitor his practice status going into the weekend, but if he's unable to suit up, Kenyon Drake becomes a viable fantasy option this week. Running back Jonathan Taylor returned to practice last Thursday and Friday, but did not suit up on Sunday against the Jaguars, but he did practice in full on Wednesday and is on track to play this Sunday against the Tennessee Titans, so Jonathan Taylor should be back this week bearing any setbacks. Wide receiver Devontae Adams could be suspended after being charged with assault for the incident that happened in Kansas City where he pushed a photographer going into the locker room. He's going to continue to play until he hears from the NFL, but he could be facing a suspension. Tight end Darren Waller, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, did not practice on Wednesday, which is not a good sign. With the Raiders coming off of a bye week, it's not a good sign that he's not practicing on a Wednesday. So you're going to want to monitor his practice status going into the weekend, but it's looking like the Raiders may be without tight end Darren Waller this week. Detroit Lions running back DeAndre Swift was limited in practice on Wednesday, and when asked by reporters if he was going to be available on Sunday, he said that that's what he's pushing towards, which is not what you want to hear. He already missed a total of 3 weeks with the injury. They said the plan was for him to come back after the bye, so it's not a good sign that he's pushing towards playing, but you're going to want to monitor his practice status going into the weekend, but hopefully DeAndre Swift is available this week. But that's going to do it for us today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, line them up!